Hey, what's going on? We are at page 30 and we are looking at the Alfred book, the same one, Basic Adult Piano Course. I don't know if you can see that. I am excited that we are going to G hand position. All right, for reference, let's talk about where my middle C is on the keyboard. As you can tell, it's right where I'm pointing. This is middle C. Please take 2 to 3 minutes to look at page 30 at the top, because Alfred once again did a really good job aligning that G where it is on the keyboard and where it is in the staff. Very common questions that learners get into. So our G5 finger position is going to be here: G, A, B, C, and D, okay? So you want to get used to that position. A quick little tip, you can also sometimes get used to playing G position and then find C position. Getting that going really is beneficial for your learning when you get down to pieces and songs. The right hand is a fifth above middle C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's that. So that is our position. And as they say, Alfred, they mentioned play this several times. And they have the notes written down. Again, they're nice, but make sure you can name these notes without depending on the pitches written in the note head. Because it's a beginner book, we have that at first, but it will soon disappear. Page 30, really understand stuff. Don't skimp through it. Make sure you know it inside and out, because 31 can get significantly harder, which we're going to go to soon. And then we have the right hand G position. Quick warm up. You can practice this a few times, hear the different sound, and then even do C position if you wish, to get the blood flowing. And then if you need to do some of these stretches and wrist whirls, excellent. Another one is to shake your arms out. It tells the central nervous system we're relaxed, we're ready to go. Intervals in G position. These are melodic intervals because it's one note to the next note, also known as melody, melodic, monophonic, like Happy Birthday. I'm going to demonstrate the first exercise, which is the melodic intervals at page 30. 2 counts and I begin. Ready, I play, and you hear the pattern? Left hand. I'm going to play it again. All right, a few things. As simple as it is, if you were watching me on camera, I was focusing on the music. I was very confident in my hand position. So I'm right here and I'm playing each note confidently because I know my hand position. The other part is, if you look at the book, it has a second and a third and then a fourth. And that is just measuring the distance between 2 notes. That's why G to A is a second. G to B is a third, because we count the first and then we count the A and then the B. That's 3. And then we have a descending in the left hand. That's a second, and that's a third. 1, 2, 3 going down. These are also known as sequences. So that's a really good thing to hear when you're playing it. That's why I developed my music app, little self-plug, where we do interval work where you have to detect it and play on the keyboard. It's a good activity to do. I was waiting in line at the grocery store and I'm like, this would be a fun thing to practice, because these things are kind of a pain to practice, but a few minutes a day really help you. Harmonic intervals, harmony, playing them together. You can see at the bottom of page 30, I'm playing. And now I'm going to repeat. When you're playing these notes, just don't think about the pattern, which is fine, but think about how you're playing it, what finger's playing the note, and name the notes. Yes, it's a lot of multitasking, but it's going to help you, because we are going to page 31, where it's a bit tricky with both hands right away. I will mention this. I've had learners have a hard time with the coordination, so we're going to go ahead to a self-teaching and self-learning tip. We're going to go to Love Somebody, but before I just play the tune, we're going to look at the second measure. The second measure with the left hand is where we've been practicing it, and then the right hand is here. And we're gonna play just the second measure slowly. Not hard by itself, but I've had a lot of learners fumble over that pesky measure. We get, and I suspect why, and I just was thinking and playing it once and I even messed up. So I suspect the reason is it's this new motion, G position, all that. We're starting with the 2 finger. We always start with beginners on the 1 finger, and yes, we have the first measure where it's a 1 finger, but it's a little different. So if we do a slight analyzation, the left hand is going down, the right hand is going up. So we call that contrae motion. That might help you. Now, depending on where you're at with your learning, you might beat yourself up and go, wait, what are those notes? The pitches aren't written in. What's going on? Panic begins. Break it down. You might need to spend a little more time on page 30, but just go slow. It's not a crime to think. Did you hear me? It's not a crime to think. It's okay. On YouTube, we're always playing chords and candy and showing off, but that's not really how you're going to learn. And this is what I am. I'm an educator. So now I'm going to play through the whole thing. And the good news is that's pretty much the tricky part of this little piece exercise. And also, we have a G to a B to a D, so we're skipping. And yes, I didn't talk about F and the P, so real quick, forte in Italian means strong, P means soft. When you get more comfortable, you can add in the dynamics. Sometimes that can throw people off, but I'll play it anyway, and I'll play it not too fast. 4. It repeats, meaning that section. That's good. Music is all about repetition. 4. Already think about repeating. Softer. Almost done. 4. If you like my lessons, please hit the like button. It goes a long way. I know these lessons are really academic, but I know it's going to help people, and I love it because I get to look how the book is shaped and all that other behind the scenes stuff like publishing and all that. And it's also a good way for people to get playing. If you can't afford lessons or a course, this is also a good way to just get your feet wet. All right, the bottom of 31, we have an incomplete measure, which I believe we learned with when the Saints Go Marching In. Another reason to follow a program. Everything compiles with each other. I wanted to bring up Love Somebody one more time because we went to the hard section. And do you see how easy it is? Music is all about repetition. It didn't take much time at all. All right, so this one I'm just going to get into, but we just quickly look at the left hand again. On that full first measure, we have that and that. So we're doing a lot of harmonic playing with the left hand. All right, so moderately slow, it works for me. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I wasn't going to repeat, but I will. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. When I was playing, I was thinking about a student where I was teaching a while ago, and they actually had a hard time playing it slowly. It's a different focus. You really got to sit with the beat, and they'll be like, well, why can't I do it like this? Well, one of the reasons is that's how you practice it, and your brain has memorized that pattern. That's why it's really good to try different tempos. All right, we are going to go to page 32. and 33, which means I got to turn the page here, and I have things set up pretty well, so hopefully it all works out. Alrighty, so let's see, yeah. So the donkey here, which you can see, brightly and sweetly. So this is our kind of our first fullish piece. There's more than just 8 measures. Well, they've written it big for the learner, so yes, it's 12, but we don't repeat it. So in this one, what's happening is some dynamics. The hand positions are the same, but also we're really trying to get into the slur without using the pedal, not making a slur that way, but really hearing the sound. I hit a button, but good, that's working. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and demonstrate this one. I'm not gonna sing the lyrics because I think people will click off. Here I go. 1, 2, 3, 2, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. All right, so get this in your head now. If you can play that pretty well in a nice even tempo, when you're playing a chord, or in this case, part of a chord, 2 notes, 3 notes, the sound gets heavier, so you really have to listen because the left hand can really outweigh the right hand in regards to dynamics. That's very popular. And they talk about how you can play this. They talk about playing it 4 times and all that stuff. This is a good one to see if you can hear your sound and also make sure that you get the slurs correct, because a lot of learners at the beginning might like, and that's fine. We're really concentrating. We're getting the notes. Oh, you didn't hold that, you might stop. So you want to just break it down and work on the first 4 bars where it's nice and smooth. Hear a difference? And I'm playing kind of loud because I'm recording it, but it's still piano. And when we do these pieces, just have some goals. It's not about perfection. When you go through these little pieces, it can drive you crazy. You might not love these pieces, but you're getting a little musical workout in, which is super important. And now we're going to end with 33, and it's the hashtag. I meant sharp sign. The sharp sign. All right, so basically when we add a symbol to music, we do something else. In this case, if we have an A, and then we have an A sharp. Notice in our language we say A sharp, but it's a sharp, then an A, we go up a half step. If we see on the example where it says when a sharp appears before a note, it applies to that note for the rest of the measure, unless if they put a natural sign in. The big vocab today is sharp, and you're raising it by a half step. So we have a D, and then where would the, and I'm looking at this section, by the way. It's rude to point, but here it is. So we have a D, and then we're going to go to a C sharp. If a student gets confused, I tell them to take away this sharp. So then we just play C. But then put the sharp and we go up a half step. So it's D to C sharp. That way you're learning how to think it through instead of someone just saying, it's this one. That happens a lot. It is that one, but how do you get there? So we got D, C sharp, D, C sharp, and then we have B, C, and then A sharp. And it will sound spicy because that's how it is. Sharps are kind of like extra spices in music, or flats, but I'll behave, we're just talking about sharps. Let's play through this one. Good news, we know the hand position, we know the notes, you're not writing them in, and if you are, I'm gonna come and find you, and we are gonna go ahead and play through it. And I'll go, march time is like a walking tempo. I'll just go through this, it's kind of slow. I'll talk about why this might be a little tricky. 4. Soft. 4. 4. 4. Interesting for me, I really want to do like, and add stuff, but that comes later. All right, so a few things I want to mention is what might be tricky about it is trying to get the dynamics right away, and also you're adding in new stuff, the sharp. So we gotta get used to bringing the hand into the keyboard, which is awesome for sharp and flat playing because it can get you a natural curve. If we're doing this and then we're on the tip, you could easily fall off. If you go to the third measure in, I love talking music now. You're following me, understanding music. Third measure in, we're looking at that A sharp. We have the B, we have the fingering here, Jim. B, B, and then the 2, okay? And it's okay to get your hand in the key. I'm bringing that up now because it will help you later on. So we did these pages fairly well. Let me know what you think. And the next one, we're gonna work on 34 with some chord playing and then the cuckoo. And I usually do 4 pages at once because then it doesn't take too long and we can get through everything okay. All right, so we're getting through. I think we're almost halfway through the book. Maybe not if I do the math. No, we're not. But we're definitely through a quarter of it. So we're getting there. Happy practicing. It's okay if you're getting frustrated. You might have a stalling point. Just take some time and go back. Go through it slowly. You can still progress, even if you're going through slowly. Don't worry, the book's not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere yet, I don't think. Oh, I'm gonna go to lunch. All right, bye-bye everybody.